Hey everybody, how you doing? Joe here from the Scruffy Fam. As you can see, today we are in an apple orchard. We are at a U-Pick apple orchard at Eichster's Farm in Stoughton, Wisconsin, close to where we live. Based on the size of our property, we cannot grow this many apples, so it's really cool to have something like this. And I think if you look back to our very first video on the channel, it was Levi and Elijah when Levi was, I think, just over 1 year old. Tasha was pregnant with Shiloh, and we were still living in an apartment. So since then, a lot has changed. Today, out here, we have Levi, Shiloh, the twins. And what we're gonna do is losing my grip here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep picking some apples. And we got our pumpkin for this year. Levi picked this one out. That is gonna be our big pumpkin. Levi, what do you think of the apples? Good stuff, right? Shiloh, what do you think of the apples? Good stuff. I know the twins are chomping on these too. So we like to do this apple picking every year. And like I said, some of our earlier videos, we had apple recipes, how to do things. One thing that we haven't done before is do a side-by-side comparison of freeze-dried apples and dehydrated apples. So when we get home, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of these, I'm gonna slice them up, and then we have a Harvest Right large freeze dryer, and we have an Excalibur dehydrator. We're gonna put them literally right next to each other on our food preservation desk, and we're gonna see a couple things. One, which takes longer, and two, which one do the kids prefer? Because if they don't pass the kid taste test, there's no point. They love the apples raw, but when we get as many as we get, it's really hard to keep them from going bad. So I think we are gonna take some, make some applesauce. We will keep some for them to eat over these next couple days, but we're gonna preserve some too so they last longer. So we're gonna look at which one takes longer and which one the kids prefer the best, and we'll see you guys when we get home and do that. Hey everybody, Joe back here from the Scruffy Fam. All right, so this is the morning after, and let me show you what we're gonna do here. So we've got our Harvest Right. Okay, so we have a Harvest Right, we got the large version, we got the Premier Pump, and over here we have our Excalibur Food Dehydrator Economy. We got this freeze dryer about 9-ish months ago, and we're really happy with it so far. This has been a game changer for us on preservation. We have used this dehydrator, oh man, for probably 7 or 8 years we've had it, and every time fall comes around, that thing turns on and it does not turn off. It is constantly running. So today we're going to do a test, and we're going to see how the apples do in here. We ended up getting 27 pounds of apples, so I'm going to process some of those. We're going to have the freeze dryer running and the dehydrator running. I'm going to start the processes at the same time. The dehydrator is going to run at 135 degrees for, I love this, 6 to 12 hours. It depends on how dry it is outside, environmental factors. So this will be 6 to 12 hours. I don't know how long my Harvest Right's going to go for the freeze drying process. The dehydrator is only extracting any moisture, which is going to take a while because these apples are fresh. Whereas the freeze dryer is going to freeze them, then dry them, and vacuum out it's just insane process, right? I am not going to pre-freeze the apples. I'm just going to put them straight in. That way we get an apples to apples comparison. And then I'll also show you guys the trays. I'm going to load up a couple trays, get this going. One other difference is I have to pre-start the Harvest Right, and I don't have to pre-start the freeze dryer. Or I'm sorry, we have to wow, it is morning time. I have to pre-start the Harvest Right. I don't have to pre-start the dehydrator, okay? Sometimes it's good to get it up to temperature first before you put it in, but I don't have to. So I'll show you guys the trays, and then I'll just get going on cutting apples. I don't think you guys need to see me do that, and then we'll put it in. Alright, one thing before I get going on this, let's show you guys the trays. Alright, so Harvest Right, we have Harvest Right large trays, and then we have our dehydrator trays. So a little bit of a size difference between the two, but that's what we got. And then what I'm going to be using to process these apples, we picked this guy up from the store to see if this would speed up the process. If it doesn't, I'm just going to use a good old-fashioned chef knife. So we'll see you guys after I put everything in. Okay, it's really loud in here. So we did 3 trays of apples. It is on the freezing cycle right now. It's been going for 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then we have the dehydrator here going. You can't see anything because it's all closed up. But I actually started them both at the same time because it takes about 15 minutes for the Harvest Right to freeze or to get cold enough to put trays in. So it did that. So I started the dehydrator at the same time just to preheat it, if you will. So we're gonna let these run. This is on an automatic, so I don't know how long this is gonna take. I've never done apples in the freeze dryer before, so we did mangoes and that did not turn out very well. So we're gonna try a dehydrator and we're gonna try the freeze dryer and we're gonna see what's happened. I'll let you guys know whichever one of these is done first. We'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, it's still really loud in here, but it has been about 10.5 hours. Pretty sure that our dehydrator is done, so I'm going to turn that off. Let that start to cool a little bit. We still have a bit left on the Harvest Right. I don't know if that'll focus. It's pretty bright. Let me get really close. There we go. Okay, so that's still going. Let's see what we got here with these. Okay, so I take this off. Okay, so here's one thing, is that fitting 3 trays in here was not easy. Oh, alright, there we go. So, yep, that's the consistency we're looking for. Okay, so I have the consistency I'm looking for on the dehydrated apples. These definitely shrank a lot from what they were. I'm going to go ahead and get these bagged. Whenever the freeze dryer is done, we'll do a side-by-side comparison. We'll put them next to each other and see what they look like. And then we'll have the kids do a taste test. So this is the dehydrated. And I'll show you guys the freeze-dried and we'll do a side-by-side. Hey guys, okay. So we have finished the... We're going to get beeped at. So this took 21 hours, 22 minutes, and 37 seconds. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get these out of here, get this thing defrosting, and then we will do the taste test for the kids between the dehydrated apples and the freeze-dried apples. So dehydrator versus freeze-dryer taste test coming up. Alright, so this is what... GoPro's having a hard time focusing here. So this is what these ones ended up looking like. So they look like the apples completely dried out. So next up we'll do the taste test. Alright, so here we have our dehydrated apples and our freeze-dried apples. So let's get this pulled out here. Side comparison here of this is a freeze-dried apple, this is a dehydrated apple. So you can see the dehydrated one really shrank up. All that moisture is gone. The freeze-dried one kept its same shape. Okay, it looks like an apple slice. These...
But frozen, no?
These are shriveled up. Yeah. That's pretty good, huh? That kind of tastes like our fruit leather, right? Kind of chewy. Still taste appley. Yep. Chewing. Wait till you chew that one all the way before we try the freeze-dried one, okay? We're chewing. Alright, so the dehydrated ones would be more like fruit leather type things. So there's a lot of chewing involved because they're super chewy.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, Bubba.
What's the fruit leather?
So it's when we dehydrate the fruit. We take all the liquid out of it. It turns into that. All right, you guys done chewing those?
Yeah.
All right, take a bite of the freeze-dried ones.
Yum.
Whoa, that was a lot different, right? That was super. Whoa, Dad's knocking stuff over. That's super crunchy, isn't it?
It's super fluffy.
Super fluffy and crunchy. What does it taste like?
It tastes like apple bells.
Tastes like apples. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Me.
Yeah, Bubba.
It tastes like buffalo corn.
No. Hold on, girl. So, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the chewy ones or the crunchy ones? Which ones do you like better?
I like chewy ones and the crunchy ones.
You like them both. Which ones do you like better, Bubba?
Both.
You like both? If I could only give you one, which one would you want? You like the chewy one?
Mm-hmm. I want that one.
And Shiloh, you like the crunchy one?
Yep.
Okay, so there you have it. Split decision between the kids. Levi prefers the dehydrated ones. Shiloh prefers the food-dried ones. Let's see the dad taste test real quick. Find a little one of these. These are definitely more leathery and chewy. Tastes like a dehydrated apple. Super concentrated apple flavor. A little bit more tart. These were Honey Crisp. Just for consistency across the board, I just did Honey Crisp. Kind of sweet. Still a little tart. Which would fit. Levi likes some tart stuff. Alright, now I'll try the free-dried one. Oh, wow. That's super sweet. I don't know if you guys heard that crunch, but you get the crunch. Wow. Dude, that's almost like the only difference here is, you know, when you bite into a fresh apple, you get the apple juice and that full fruit bite. That is really stinking close. Wow, I'm surprised. Wow, that's crazy. So for me, freeze-dried. I mean, I'll eat both. These will be snacks for our kids. As you saw, our kids like both of these. But I'm pleasantly surprised we have not done freeze-dried apples before. We've done dehydrated apples before, but we haven't done freeze-dried apples. We were waiting for the season to come around. We got 27 pounds of apples. We will not go through all of those before they start to turn. We are going to make some applesauce. I'll make some apple crisp. We'll just eat apples. There's 6 of us here, so we will eat the apples. But what we'll end up doing is, I think, based on what I've seen here, is we'll freeze dry quite a bit of them. The yield, so I was able to fit everything in this large Ziploc bag. I'm not gonna put these in a Mylar bag or vacuum seal them because they'll be gone probably in the next couple days. Same here, I didn't even put an oxygen absorber in this little bag. I have a mason jar that we also filled up that I did put an oxygen absorber in, but these will be gone today. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Dehydrator versus freeze dryer. Dehydrator took 10.5 hours. The freeze dryer took 21 hours. Preservation wise, I mean, there's no doubt the freeze dryer is going to last significantly longer. If I put these in a Mylar bag and vacuum sealed it, my grandkids could pull them out and eat them. Whereas the Dehydrator, I can probably, with these apples, I could extend the life of these a couple months if I really worked on putting them in a Mylar bag, vacuum sealing it, making sure I've got the oxygen absorbers in, and I did a really good job of making sure. Maybe a month or two. That's a huge difference between the two. Okay, so that was actually kind of fun. Got to get the kids involved with the taste test. If you guys want to see any other Dehydrator versus Dehydrator versus freeze dryer videos, let me know. That was kind of fun. I think we might do a couple more of these. See what else we can find that can handle both of those mediums, and we'll do it. So give us a follow, and we'll see you guys next time.